All right, hi boys and girls. Here is another video for this week, and this is going to be lesson 3 in lacrosse. Today we are going to be talking about throwing and catching. If you have a lacrosse stick and a lacrosse ball, of course use it and practice this technique. If you do not have the appropriate equipment, like in the previous video that I sent out, you can use a broom or a safe piece of equipment that you can find at home that has a long skinny shaft like this, so that you can practice the motions of scooping, cradling, and throwing and catching. So get that appropriate equipment. You can stay inside or outside and follow along with my video. Enjoy. All right, so just doing a quick review of our first 2 lessons. Our first lesson was scooping a ground ball. We did do it with a piece of equipment that we made, but today I'm going to show you with my lacrosse stick. And we're also going to review cradling, the 3 types of cradles, specifically in girls lacrosse. So again, scooping ground ball. I'm a righty, so I'm going to have my right hand closest to the head. I'm going to have my non-dominant hand at the bottom of the stick. And if there was a ball on the ground, I'd be stepping with my dominant foot. So I'm stepping with my right. Okay, and on the side of the ball, I'm getting low, I'm having to scoop, I'm kind of going into a squat here. I'm getting really low, and then I'm going to finish with that cradle as I scoop through the ball. Talking about our cradles, okay, we first started off with our strong side cradle, or our half cradle. And again, I'm a righty, so I'm having my right hand up top, my non-dominant hand at the bottom, and I'm going from my ear to my nose. So I'm doing a half little cradle here. We also talked about our full cradle, and our full cradle is going from our ear to our ear. And then we discussed our weak side cradle, which my hands don't change. My right hand, my dominant hand is at the top, my non-dominant hand is at the bottom. And I'm moving my stick over to my non-dominant side, my left side, and I'm doing an ear to nose cradle on this side, okay? So today what we're gonna be talking about is our throwing and catching. So we will not be throwing a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball today. So again, you do not need a lacrosse stick for this video. If you have, just like last video, if you have a broom or something where it's like a skinny shaft here, you can practice the hand positionings and the way you're going to place your feet in order to throw and catch in the game of lacrosse. Okay, we're first going to talk about our throw in lacrosse. So you're going to hear a lot of coaches say push and pull. What does that mean? Okay, we're pushing with our top hand, pulling with our bottom hand. So I'm going to set up here my non-dominant hands at the bottom of the stick. My dominant hand is towards the middle, a little bit closer to the top, not that much. And if my target was here in front of me this way, okay, I'd be stepping with my non-dominant foot, my left. I'm going to shift my stick back just a little bit so that I can have a better range and a better throw through. And I'm going to push with my dominant at the same time as I pull with my non-dominant. And as I follow through, the top of my stick is going to finish through to my target, so it's going to be pointing at my target. To set up though, before the end of your stick is going to point to the target. So again, end of the stick points to the target, stepping with my non-dominant foot, pushing with my dominant, and pulling with my non-dominant. I'm going to switch views now so that you're my target and you can see how my stick follows through to you. Again, non-dominant, dominant up top, butt of the end of the stick, the butt, usually it's called, okay, is going to be pointing toward my target. I'm going to step with my non-dominant foot, lean my stick a little bit back, come through, and I'm pointing and finishing at my target. That is how you throw in lacrosse. Okay, so we're now going to talk about catching a lacrosse ball. 2 things that you will hear me say is run through the ball and ask for it. So let's first start talking about running through the ball. So if someone is passing me the ball from here, I'm not just going to stand here and wait for the ball to come to me. As the ball is in the air coming towards me, I'm going to be running and keeping my feet moving through the ball so that I can catch it in my stick. The other thing you'll hear me say again is ask for it. So when you ask for it, okay, you're not going to be here asking for the ball, okay? You want to be here so that when the ball comes to you, you can then move your hand and move the stick to your shoulder so that you can continue your cradle, okay? So when you don't have the ball and you're asking for it, you have your stick out like this. As the ball comes to you, you're going to bring the stick to your shoulder and then continue your cradle.